mentioned in the NCERT, but a small point of observation from the diagram given, please. Okay, now if you look at the diagram of the dogfish and the sawfish, you will see that the tail fin is having unequal divisions. But if you look at the diagram of catla, the bony fish, look at the tail fin of catla. Can you see equal divisions are there? Yes. Right now? So when the tail fin is divided equally, it is called homocerical, symmetrical lobes. The tail fin is divided into symmetrical lobes. And जब unequal है तो heteroserical, asymmetrical. Maybe if in the diagrams you can just make a small circle on the tail fin and just make that observation there, please. Right? ये सिर्फ observation के basis पे point है, please. Text में mention नहीं है ये. Now the next superclass is tetrapoda. Tetra, 4, poda, feet. Under tetrapods we have 4 classes: class amphibia, class reptilia, class aves and class mammalia. Now first up is class amphibia, can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats. Wow, we didn't knew that, huh? Right? NCERT has blessed us with very important information. Most of them have 2 pairs of limbs. Now if you just scroll down to the examples, last week you will find an example of ichthyophis, which is a limbless amphibian. That's why they have said most of them, because you have exceptions of limbless amphibian also. Body is divisible into head, trunk, tail may be present in some of them. The amphibian skin is moist without scales. So वहाँ पर cyclostomes was devoid of scales. Amphibians are also devoid of scales, but the true fishes, they have got scales. Eyes will have eyelids. A tympanum represents the ear. Tympanum is the middle ear. Right? I hope you have studied in lower standards that there is an external ear called pinna. There is a middle ear in which there is a eardrum called as tympanic membrane, and the internal ear which has got the vestibule and cochlea. Right now, middle ear में tympanic membrane होगा और आपके वो 3 bones होंगे, stapes, incus and medius. Now this is again a very important point. Alimentary canal, urinary tract and reproductive tract, representing 3 different systems. One is the digestive system, one is the excretory system, the other is the reproductive system. All 3 of them require an outlet for release of their respective structures. Alimentary canal में से digestive waste आएगा, urinary से excretory waste आएगा, यहाँ से gametes आएंगे. But they have only a single opening in common, which is called cloaca. Single opening common called as cloaca. So very important point here, please. Respiration is by gills, lungs and through skin. Because there is duality of habitat. Water bhi hai, land bhi hai, so respiratory modes are also different. Okay. Yes, ma'am. What about mode of excretion in frog? What is the excretory mode in frog? No, I am talking about the excretory material. What is the excretion? What are the 3 modes of excretion that we have done? Amonotolism, urotolism, uricotolism. Squad, please. I am asking frog mein what it is.
Both, like monotelic and ureotelic.
Frog has got egg, larva, acquires terrestrial nature only on becoming an adult. So till tadpole stage it is amonotelic. Post that it becomes ureotelic. Okay. Heart is 3-chambered. We mentioned progressive evolution, na? Fishes में क्या था? 2-chambered. This has now become 3-chambered. 3-chambered में 2 atria and 1 ventricle. Now here, although we have a double circulation, I hope you know what a double circulation is. Double circulation means blood has to enter the heart twice. One from the entire body coming back to the heart and one from the lungs coming back to the heart. Oxygenation के बाद. Right? So this is a double circulation, but because there is only one ventricle, there is always mixing of blood. So we say this is an incomplete double circulation. This is an incomplete double circulation. Cold-blooded sexes are separate, fertilization external, oviparous and development is indirect. Yes, amongst the examples we have the toad, which is the bufo, the frog, which is the rana, Rana tigrina. The name of the Indian frog is called Rana tigrina because of its tiger-like stripes available on the back. Hyla is the tree frog, salamander, and as I mentioned, Ichthyophis is a limbless amphibian. Now reptiles, obviously creeping mode of locomotion, crawling mode of locomotion. Mostly terrestrial animals. Body is covered by dry and cornified skin. Right now, cornified is when the skin forms a very thick structure. Usko cornification bolte, right? It's cornified because the uppermost layer of the epidermis is stratum corneum. So uski वजह से it becomes, cornified, very thick. Dry and cornified skin, epidermal scales or scutes. Please, the most important word here is or, not and. So you say, reptile में all 3 types. No. Either some of the reptiles will show cornified skin, some of them can show scales, or some of them can show scutes. Again, no external openings, tympanum representing the ear. Limbs when present are in 2 pairs. That means we have a limbless reptile also, snakes. Are snakes limbless? Reptiles, just as we have limbless amphibians. Heart is usually 3-chambered but 4-chambered in crocodiles. Exception. Reptiles are poikilotherms. What is poikilotherms? Cold-blooded. Snakes, lizards shed their scales as skin cast. Sex is separate, dioecious, fertilization internal, oviparous, development is direct. Example, we have Shillon, which is the turtle, Testudo, which is the tortoise. Right? ये मालूम है ना? Turtle अलग है, tortoise अलग होता है, right? Rat अलग होता है, mouse अलग होता है, rabbit अलग होता है, hare अलग होता है, crocodile अलग है, alligator अलग है, right? हम सब एक जैसे ही लगते हैं. Yeah, frog and toad also are different. Okay, the chameleon is the tree lizard, the calotus is the garden lizard, and the hemidactylus is your friendly wall lizard. And we have the crocodile, alligator with the poisonous snakes here. We have the cobra, crate and the viper. Yes, please. Class A's. Class A's. The vulture is called neophron. The ostrich is called as the struthio. The parrot, please, for heaven's sake, is called Cetacula, not Pistacula. Please don't laugh. I have learned this from students only. What is a parrot? There is called Pistacula. ये आई किधर है? मैंने साइलिंग तो सुना था, गायब छोड़ दिया. So the eye is there but not seen. Characteristic feature of apes are the presence of feathers. Feathers are the modification, the exoskeleton of feathers. The feather is an exoskeleton. Most of them can fly except the birds which are flightless. We have ostrich, we've got emu, we have penguin, kiwi. They are all flightless birds. They possess beak. Please, two important points here. The beak, number one, is a modification of the jaw. Are they coming under gnathostomata? That means jaw is present, na? So the beak is a modification of the jaw. And number two, and very important, presence of beak but teeth are absent. Teeth are absent here. And if you just look down to the digestive tract, you will see presence of additional chambers like crop and gizzard. The gizzard is the chamber where the grinding of the food occurs to compensate for the absence of teeth. The crop is a storage area, whereas the gizzard is the grinder. Okay? The hind limbs, the forelimbs are modified to wings and the hind limbs have scales. Two pairs of limbs. Skin is dry without glands except the oil gland at the base of the tail. This oil gland is called as the preen. P-R-E-E-N. The gland is known as the preen gland. Preen, which is at the base of the tail. Endoskeleton is fully ossified. Ossified means formation of bone is complete, but the long bones are hollow with air cavities. Now these are specifically to reduce the weight of the bird to help them in flight. Right? A lot of compensatory mechanism is present in the bird to reduce the weight. Right? There is absence of urinary bladder. Anyway, they are uricoteric. Right now, one of the ovaries is also absent. I think left ovary is absent. Right now, so the compensation is basically to reduce the weight so that they can fly easily. Yes, madam.
But if the bones are hollow, means they don't have any bone marrow.
No, the flat ones can have them. The long bones are hollow, not the flat ones.
Flat bones and bone marrow.
Right, there is some system now. Yes.
So if all the birds like ostrich cannot fly, that means they have both ovaries and a uterus.
Okay. Finally, the heart is completely four-chambered, and that is what makes them warm-blooded by nature. Respiration is by lungs. The air sacs are connected to the lungs to supplement, to help in respiration. Sex is separate, fertilization internal, oviparous development is direct. And we have the few examples here. The extra ones are the crow, which is corvus, pigeon, which is columba. It's columba livia. The name is columba livia, L-I-V-I-A. Right? Parrot. The ostrich, the peacock, the penguin is called as the Artenoides and the vulture is Neophron. Yes, please. Blood okay. The question here comes that how does the chamber connect with homeothermic? That is what you want to ask, right? Now, when you have a four-chambered heart that allows complete double circulation without mixing of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, and that helps the blood to complete its function of regulation of temperature. One of the most important functions of blood is to maintain temperature also. Even distribution of this heat, right? If you remember, biomolecules में एक point छोटा discuss किया था हमने कि one molecule of glucose complete oxidation में gives 686 kilocalories of energy, out of which 40% of the energy is for making 38 molecules of ATP, and the remaining 60 is for heat. So वो heat पूरे body में distribute कौन करेगा? Right now वो blood का काम है पूरे body में distribute करना. Okay. all cells will respire, but it has to be distributed evenly, na? No, it has to be carried. Okay. Crop is for storage, gizzard is for grinding. Now the last one, Mammalia. They are found in a variety of habitats. Please, this itself is a telling statement. The variety of habitats talks about the dominance of the mammal. Right? There is no restriction of habitat for a mammal. They have adapted to all the types of habitats, similar to what we find in an angiosperm. The availability of angiosperm is also in all habitats. Okay, and that is what makes them dominant. The most unique character for mammals is the presence of mammary glands, obviously, milk producing glands. 2 pairs of limbs, tetrapods, adapted for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming, flying. Now this is the variety of habitat. Every habitat will have its own mode of locomotion. So the limbs have to be adapted for every type of locomotion. Like for us, our limbs are modified for walking. See, amongst mammals, right now, there is a small group which are called hominids. The family is called Hominidae. Right? Hominids को छोड़ के बाकी all of them use their 4 limbs for locomotion. That means we call them as quadrupeds. Quadra, 4. Peds is feet. So they use all their 4 feet. But it is the hominids, right, who have either become semi-erect or erect. And from quadrupedal locomotion, now they have got bipedal locomotion. That is why in hominids, you find that the lower extremities are more strong and muscular as compared to the upper extremities, because they are supporting the entire body used for locomotion. Getting it? And hominids may be, there is one particular species by the name of Homo sapiens. Heard of them? Right? When they became bipedal, they started wondering, अभी इसका क्या करने का? ये तो free हो गया ना अभी? No locomotion with this. This has become free now. So then evolution says you have the development of the saddle joint. Thumb. Our thumb is called as an opposable thumb. For the simple reason that if you look at these 4 fingers, they are closing downwards, but your thumb closes upwards. So is it opposite in nature? So that's why we say it's and then this opposable thumb allows us to have grip. So this allows us to do specialized work, fine specialized work. So our hands have become free for working. So the most important joint in the body is this saddle joint, which you've learned, na? Saddle joint. The thumb. The most flexible joint. Okay. Even for, if you see our foot, right? If you see at the base of the foot, the sole, there is an arch. And that arch is for maintaining your balance and walking. In case the arch ka angle is a little less, we call it as a flat foot. And for which you have to have a special kind of a shoe or a treatment done. Because then walking becomes a little difficult. So our feet are modified for, if you see the feet, for example, of a horse, do you have the tough hoof developing there? That is designed for running. Right? See, climbing, you will have definitely arboreal structures like monkeys and all that. Right? So again, special structures. Climbing ke andar you need strong pectoral and girdle because you have to hold on and so यहाँ pelvic muscles development चाहिए उसके लिए. Okay. So burrowing है. So all these are adaptations of the limbs of. Skin of mammals is unique in possessing hair. So hair is a type of exoskeleton for us. It could be fur also. External ears or pinnae finally making their appearance. Different types of teeth are present in the jaw. Now this property of different types of teeth is called as heterodont. Dont means teeth, as in dentist. Hetero is different. So different types of teeth, heterodont. The different types of teeth are incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Right? The premolars and molars are grinders. The incisors are for cutting vegetables. And the canines, yes, that means nature has given us permission to eat. Just telling. Right now? So it is not a, if you look at the teeth of herbivorous animals, they don't have canines. If you look at carnivorous, they don't have incisors. The teeth are according to the nature of the animal. Man is omnivorous. Right now, we don't have sharp canines like the carnivores. Neither are we without canines like herbivores. So nature ने पूरा permission दिया है अपने को. जरा भी गिल्ट नहीं करते. बराबर ना? एकदम बराबर. देखो हाँ. ठीक है ना? Right? Those who are hardcore non-vegetarians, na, we use a term for them, carnivores. Right na? So once a friend of mine who was actually a hardcore vegetarian, I offered him some vegetable stuff. अरे ये खा. तो he told me, शेर कभी घास नहीं खाता. मैं लगा गधे शेर इसलिए घास नहीं खाता क्योंकि उसका इंसाइजर नहीं है. Right? It cannot eat because it does not have incisors. Okay. See, for us, food is a choice. Right? It's not compulsion, it's a choice. We are bounded by our beliefs, our religion, our faith. No harm in that. But here we are talking about permission from nature. अगर खाना है तो गिल्ट मत रखना. Okay. बाकी तुम्हारी मर्जी. So different types of teeth. Heart is 4-chambered, homeothermic. Yes, ma'am. Are you seeing that the heart ka chamber and the homeothermic always mentioned together? I hope that explains your question. Respiration by lungs, sexes separate, fertilization internal, viviparous with a few exceptions. Obviously, platypus is a dominant exception here. The list of examples is pretty long here. Quiet please, quiet. Please. Obviously, if it is mentioned in the NCERT, all the examples are important, but there are a few which we would like to stress upon because they would be finding repetition in chapter number 1 also. That is why. ठीक है? Ornithorhynchus platypus is a egg-laying oviparous mammal. The first of viviparous may they have mentioned Macropus, kangaroo. In proper scientific way, kangaroo is a ovoviviparous because it does not have a proper placenta, it has a pouch-like structure. Marsupial hai wo. Please, but NCERT has mentioned this is viviparous, we will not stray from here. उसको हम लोग viviparous ही लिखेंगे. लेकिन वो actually viviparous नहीं है, वो दोनों के बीच में है. इसको placenta नहीं है. अगर placenta नहीं है तो young one cannot develop inside the mother. That is why it is egg-laying. इसमें placenta weak है, छोटा है. Right? And proper इसमें जो है ना, then placenta becomes properly developed, then the young one can develop inside. So mammals में we have 3 categories: oviparous mammal, ovoviviparous mammal, and a viviparous mammal. So we have the pteropus, which is flying fox, bat, the camelus, the macaca, which is monkey, ratus is rat. Right? Rat alag, mouse alag. Mouse का name is very beautiful. Huh? मस्क्यूलस एकदम मस्त नाम है. Dog is Canis familiaris. The proper genus species name for dog is Canis familiaris. Right? Dogs are always referred as canine structures. Right now, it is because they belong to this group called Canis. Whereas cats, they are referred as feline structures, felines, right now, because they belong to Felis. The house cat, the normal house cat that we have is called Felis domestica. So please, Canis and Felis are important, please, amongst them. Along with the others that we have, Panthera tigris, tiger, Panthera leo, lion, and Panthera pardus, which is leopard. Panthera pardus, leopard. वो है आगे, लिख लो, काम आएगा. Go ahead, please. Carnivores. We feed them now. They have carnivores. They have carnivores. Huh? Panther. Quiet, please. Yes. Here is where I finished phylum Chordata with class Mammalia. इतना दूसरा? Okay. For only phylum Chordata, we went to the level of class, and amongst the classes for Mammalia, we'll go to order level. Right, please. Now, under Mammalia, we have 6 orders mentioned there. Can you see the order as number 6 is there? Right now, it is in the notes, it is not there in the textbook, please. Okay. We have order Insectivora, order Lagomorpha, order Chiroptera, order Rodentia. These 4 are not important for us to remember. The other 2, order Carnivora, order Primata, are very important, because they will be coming to us in chapter number 1. So order Carnivora has all these lion, tiger, panther, the cat and the wolf, dog, right? All those will come under Carnivora. And last but the most important is order Primata, which has got lemurs, tarsiers, monkey, ape, man, chimpanzees, all those orangutans, they all come under primates. If this group is a primate, so the remaining one are non-primates. Have you learned the difference between primate, non-primate females, right? Menstrual cycle and estrus cycle. So menstrual cycle is seen only in females belonging to primates, not the non-primate ones. Okay. So ये दोनों order please mark कर दो, ये important है, ये आने चाहिए अपने को.
Part about it.
नहीं, not important. Not important. Don't worry. So out of 4 chapters of unit number 1, we have finished 2. Kingdom Plantae, Kingdom Animalia. In the next week, right, we will start with biological classification. Please get your other, I think notes उसका मिल गया है. Yeah, जो भी pig, वो भी जो भी वाला है, right ना? Yes, please just be prepared. I think it is. I think कुछ गलत हो गया शायद. हाँ. Please, for the next DCT, you will be having only on chordates. ठीक है? The Viva will continue. हाँ. Despite the whatever sounds you are making. Yes? No, this is not there.